Welcome back, friends. As you can see, I have my support team here. We have Spindrift, coffee, and water. But for right now, my ADHD wants just the coffee and my laptop. So we're gonna push our friends to the side. So welcome back. We're gonna be talking about seeing greatness in yourself. Okay, so as we talk about seeing greatness in yourself today, I wanna tell you something. I see greatness in you. I see the bold bitch that you are, the badass that's lying deep within you, and she comes out in so many realms in your life. But in this one particular area that seems to hold you back just slightly, this is where we're gonna shift our attention. And I wanna also add, it's not about what I see. It's about how you see yourself. More importantly, how you choose to see yourself. So we're gonna be talking about 3 major things today. The first thing we're gonna talk about is why your perception matters. The second thing we're gonna be talking about is why it's so hard at times to have a perception of, I'm a badass. And the third thing that we're gonna talk about is what to do to start choosing to see yourself with greatness. Here's why your perception matters. If you think you're amazing, you're gonna act and treat yourself as though you're amazing. If you think that you're less than compared to somebody else, you're gonna start treating yourself as less than when you compare yourself to somebody else. Have you ever heard of that saying, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around most? Well, what if you're the way you think about yourself is the 5 thoughts that you think about yourself most? What if those 5 thoughts were mainly negative? What if those 5 thoughts told you you couldn't? What if those 5 thoughts induced doubt? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can create those 5 thoughts to be empowering, to push you in the direction that you actually want without questioning yourself so much. If you could hand choose one of the thoughts that you would actually like to start believing about yourself, what would you choose? I'm gonna pause for a second, and I actually want you to either pause the video or write it real quick. What would you choose to believe about yourself? Just write it down. Now that you've written down this thought, I want you to read it. And I want you to close your eyes and I want you to sit with that thought. What do you feel? What is happening in your body? What emotion is coming up? If you feel a sense of relief, joy, excitement, encouragement, confidence, just imagine if you had a thought like that times 5. Your 5 thoughts. And you had that feeling that you could create every single time you thought about yourself, especially in that one area you're working on. Your perception matters because it changes the way you feel in your body. And when it changes the way you feel in your body, it changes the way you act. So when we talk about how you want to talk to yourself, it's so important to start coming from a place of, I perceive myself as someone amazing. I believe myself to be someone impactful. I believe myself to be someone who is great. Okay, so let me talk to you about why it's so hard to actually have a positive perception about yourself at times. The world around you is literally telling you how you're constantly failing, how you should feel bad for taking care of yourself, that you should be hustling and grinding yourself into the ground without actually appreciating you. So when you're fighting a system that is trained in every single fiber of where you show up, especially in the States, it's hard to face this uphill battle, especially if you feel like you're facing it alone. But one of the things that I want you to really move forward with today is questioning, what do I believe right now? And is it still relevant to where I want to go? Because a lot of the time, you know that that part of you, you can see the greatness. You know that it exists within you, but right now it's just a little seed and it needs a lot more watering, which is why your perception matters, which is why we can't do this alone, which is why I have these videos, is to help and remind you of what you're actually capable of. And it's going to be hard because it seems like everything is designed against your growth, even yourself. There's doubt from the past. There's all the times that you failed that you think you still can't do it. But I promise you, you didn't get here today without being strong. You didn't get here today without being resilient. You didn't get here today without doing some really hard fucking shit that you went through the muck and the challenges and you got out on the other side. So even though it's hard, if you can see the greatness in yourself instead of the doubt, you will start to see what I see, which is a strong ass woman who knows exactly what she wants, and she can give herself permission to go get it. So now that is the next step. How do you actually start to go get it, to start seeing the greatness in yourself, that it lands in your body, that it feels different when you wake up? Here is the first thing that you need to do. One, get very clear on how you want to look at yourself when you actually look in the mirror. Today, not tomorrow. You got to do this now. I want you to look in the mirror at yourself in the eyes and ask yourself, how do I want to see me? And I want you to go and write it out. I want you to visualize the picture of how you actually want to see yourself. Let me give you an example so you understand what I'm talking about. When I go in my mirror, I have things written on my mirror right now that remind me. I'm like, I'm a badass bitch who wakes up every morning loving her kids, loving herself, loving her husband, and I have the ability to do what I want. I have the ability to love myself fully. And that life gives me joy, excitement, and although sometimes it's hard and challenging, it's still a life that I love. I get to have this life, and I am amazing, and I get to be grateful for the life that I am creating. I start to paint that picture for myself in the morning. So when you go back and you do this exercise, that's what I want you to do. Paint the picture of how you want to see yourself. What kind of greatness do you want for yourself? How do you want to feel when you picture that greatness within you? Because when you start there, you will have somewhere to strive for, somewhere to aim. So that way you know exactly how you want to start looking at yourself, exactly what to start doing, and knowing exactly how to treat yourself like the badass bitch that you are. I want to invite you to join my Fierce Freedom Challenge. Every month I run this challenge, and it's all about 100% emotional liberation. So make sure you check out the details below. Sign up. It's absolutely free to join. Y'all, thank you so much for being here today, for investing the time in yourself. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, do all the juicy bits, comment below. Tell me what you think about the videos, because I want to hear your feedback on what you need to hear so you can go get it. I will see you next time.